Good evening. My name's Alicia and welcome to our Golden Acre. I published a video a while ago about fall disappointments in the garden. There are many things that did not work. This bed right here is supposed to be solid cabbage. There's no cabbage. And arugula's not germinated well. I don't know. It's a mystery to me at the moment. But there are still a lot of things growing in the garden. So I was going to show you a couple things, and also I'm going to show you how I store my sweet potatoes. And I think we're going to put a sweet potato in some soil that's already sprouted and see what happens in terms of how it progresses through the winter and how it helps us, or how it will work in the spring when it's time to plant sweet potatoes. So let's take a look at a couple things. So we've got some pretty nice broccoli plants. A little bit of bug damage, not a huge deal. And I threw some radish seed in here because I'd like to get this covered with frost fabric later. So I figured I'd fill in between. Also, this is something I'm kind of excited about. These are carrots, and there's carrots in multiple places. You'll notice they're kind of random, and they're kind of random for a reason. This right here, you're okay, Nala, is a carrot that grew, that we planted last summer, fall, sometime. And I didn't end up harvesting it. I left it in the ground. It blossomed, and I intended to harvest the seed. Obviously, there's still seed to harvest, but some of it has self-sown. Some of it has fallen and germinated itself. And if you've ever grown carrots, you know they're kind of tricky. So it's kind of cool that they have planted themselves and are growing. So I'm hoping maybe those I can let one or two of those overwinter again and gather those seeds, because it's kind of proving that is it works well in my garden. And I just found, look at that critter. He just came up out of the soil. Doesn't it look like it's upside down? Like it's crawling on its back? That's crazy. I think I looked up what one of those was before, but I don't know. Anybody? It's very interesting. Or a chicken snack. But the other thing I wanted to show you, which is actually right along those lines, right, oh, we're way zoomed in, hang on, right here, that would be caterpillar poop right there. And if you kind of start looking around, you're gonna find this guy right here. And that is definitely chicken food right there. I know some people are kind of squeamish, but a lot of times I just pinch them and smush them right on the leaf, because I don't necessarily have time to walk up to wherever the chickens are at every moment in time. But I'm going to pause the camera, take this up, and the other guy up for some chicken snacks. And also, I have my mole and vole deterrent here. I just got them out. Those have to charge for 2 days. So hopefully by this weekend, today's Wednesday, hopefully by this weekend, I can get them in the ground and I can start document where I see the mole damage and vole damage, and document hopefully that on the decline. Okay, so pausing the video, feeding chickens chicken snacks, and then we'll go store some sweet potatoes. Good evening. I'm out in my greenhouse. Doesn't it look like I'm in a fort with the leaves on it? I think it's so pretty right now. This is our space where we boil our maple syrup in the late winter and early spring. And it's where we're drying our beans and curing our sweet potatoes right now. So beans are mostly dry. They're probably ready to start being shelled. Also, these beans. And I've had my sweet potatoes out here curing. I can link the video about curing them at the end of this video. So the sweet potatoes have been curing. Some of them, like this one looks great. Some of them, if they're a little soft, I'm not going to store them. So doing two things. I'm going to show you how I store my sweet potatoes. And then I'm also going to take this little guy right here. This was our sweet potato harvest from, this has lasted from our sweet potato harvest of 2021. And it just started sprouting in storage. So, got a pot of soil here. It's a little hanging basket. I'm just going to lay this kind of flat in that soil. And this is going to live in our window, other side of that, for the winter. And I just want to see how it's going to do because it's already starting to sprout. So just putting that in a hanging basket, and I'm going to let that grow, see what happens, see what we have when it comes time to plant. All right, so the things I have, I've got a newspaper. You probably could just save, like if you shop online and end up with packaging like the brown paper that comes in some packaging, that would probably be better, but I don't have that. So I'm going to wrap the sweet potatoes in the newspaper, and I'm going to store them in this crate, lay them up or line them up in that crate. And then they're going to go in the basement. And when I want some sweet potatoes, I'll shuffle around in the newspaper, find some sweet potatoes, bring them up, and bake them, shred them, saute them, whatever the recipe for the night. We got a barky border collie inside. Okay. All right. All right, that's the idea. I actually am not finishing the project tonight. I just wanted to show what the next step would be. It's time to start dinner. I have some papers to grade. The girls have homework. Real life. So if it was going to freeze tonight, if I needed to get these in the basement and out of this space that would freeze if it dropped below freezing, I'd do it, finish this up tonight. But that's how I read when I was doing my research, how I read to store them, and they store marvelously. Like I said, this sweet potato right here that just started to sprout maybe a month ago was from the 2021 harvest. So this sweet potato's over a year old. I have several inside that if I handed it to you to cook, you probably wouldn't hesitate. So they store really, really well. And that's all I got. So time to get to other parts of the evening. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.